I believe you all have seen the press release from Daniel Bwala of Nigeria after he came out from that embarrassment from Jazeera. I believe you have seen his press release. You see, let me tell you something, Akeblan. Listen and pay attention, my people. You see, when you tell yourself lies for a long time, when you become a chronic liar, over time, you begin to believe that truths are lie and lies are truth. But that does not make truth to be lie and lie to be truth. But for you, truth will become lie because you have become a chronic liar. Pay attention. You see, before the gods will kill a man, they first make the man mad. Before they kill a man, that's what they do. Pay attention. You see, the African proverb made us to understand, overstand, and understand that when men were men, women were won by men who deserve them. When it comes to African leadership, that same proverb made us to understand, overstand, and understand that when men were men, leadership were won by men who deserve leadership. Let me take you somewhere before I come back to Daniel Bwala. You see, people like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe of Nigeria, you know, they call them the Zik of Africa. When you come right here in Ghana and down there in Botswana, there was a reason why Zik is called the Zik of Africa. Most of you don't know that Zik was called a sportsmanship journalist. Do you know why they called him that? He was the only one who owned a newspaper publication that had a provision where critics can criticize him and yet he will publish it. Critics can criticize him and yet he will publish it. That's what Zik of Africa, sportsmanship journalist. Make your research and you find out. I told you last week that when readers were leaders, leaders were writers. We say J for Kwame Nkrumah is a testimony and a pontificator to that statement. Let me tell you something. God actually saved our generation. If people like Daniel Bwala and the president of Nigeria and the president of Cameroon, Paul Biya, were the people who were actually at that front of politicians during colonization, Africa will never regain their independence. Because all these politicians who only care about their pocket, all these politicians in Africa who only care about their pocket, they will never demand for independence from the colonial masters. They will be eating from their table. They will be taking the crumbs from their table and allow Africans to remain in perpetual slavery. But thank goodness that people like that were not born. That we had people like Kwame Nkrumah, people like Patrice Lumumba, people like Sylvanus Olympio, Hempele Hesselesi of Ethiopia, people like Dr. Kenneth David Kawunda, Madiba Nelson Mandela, people like Zik. These people who knew that there is need for independence. Do you know what it took for people like Anthony and Nero to stand up and say, we need independence, self-governance? People like Daniel Bwala, Reno Mokari, they will collect money and shut down. Look at how you embarrass yourself. He came out now in his press release and said that the journalists in Al Jazeera confronted him using an opposition-style journalism. Can you imagine that nonsense? Can you imagine that nonsense for a second? Opposition-style journalism. Daniel Bwala, what you call opposition-style journalism is actually called preparation. Because a serious-minded journalist is going to make research about his guest past and confront him with those questions. But your problem, and the problem of most politicians in your country, Nigeria, is that they are used to soft landing interview. Journalists in Nigeria massage your ego. It is not the duty of a journalist to protect your image and present you with comfortable questions. The job of a journalist is to present you and confront you with difficult questions on behalf of the public, because they are the town criers of the public. They are the town criers of the public. What you call opposition is actually accountability. Because you are talking from the both sides of your mouth. You are chewing your past. What the president of your country did was to employ you and gave you your own words for you to chew. Shameless man. Shameless people everywhere. Shameless people. You know, today in African society, when you tell people that a good name is better than money, people will almost beat you up. Then you keep quiet. That's how we have glorified money. Like, we have so much glorified this wealth that people now lack integrity. People now can do... See, in the African society, you can have money for all you want. If you are not a man of integrity, Society does not listen to you. They don't. When it has to do with issue of land dispute, they call those who are known and tested over time to be people of integrity. Your money can go to hell. But because we now value money so much, people do not even regard what it means to have integrity. It's a shame. The decadence of our African cultural values, we have destroyed everything that was left for us. But we must get it back. We must get it back. Daniel Bwala, cover yourself in shame. Yesterday, I covered myself in ashes while watching that video. Cover yourself in shame. Akebulan, wisdom, now water. Wisdom. The principle of him.